Everybody, I wanted to make this video to let you know that I've decided at the end of this year I will be retiring the name Rival Summers as my creative identity, and starting in 2022 I will be releasing music, creating art, sharing my life, songs and stories just as I always have, only now under my own name. And if you made it this far into the video and don't know who I am, my name is Leo Bautista, and it's nice to meet you. Now this is something that I've been praying about for a really long time, and I'll get into the reasons why in just a second, but I figured since this is something I've been thinking about since literally day one, let's go ahead and go to the beginning of the story. Rival Summer started in 2008. I was 15 years old and I really wanted to just emulate my heroes at the time. Dashboard Confessional, The Rocket Summer, Jack's Mannequin, bands that centered around one person and their songs and stories. I'd always wanted to be in a band, but I didn't really know anybody, and so this was the way that I knew how to do it. And I landed on the name Rival Summers as an homage to a period of my life that I consider to be a catalyst that set me on the trajectory that I'm still on today. During the summer before my freshman year of high school, both of my parents were sick under separate circumstances, and when I look back on that period of my life, I remember certain individual moments, like sitting in the waiting room at the hospital waiting for news about my mom, and watching my dad, who's the strongest person that I know, just in so much pain. It was a really dark season, and the only thing I knew to turn to was the one thing that I felt was always a constant in my life, which was music. I started playing piano when I was 5. I picked up the guitar around 8 or 9. I learned so many different instruments after that because I was just obsessed. I started writing songs around 12, and at that point it was really just a hobby that I enjoyed, but then it became this vehicle to finding my voice and discovering a purpose in the pain that I was feeling. Thankfully, throughout the rest of the year, my parents made full recoveries. I was able to meet some friends who gave me this sense of belonging. In the summer after my freshman year of high school was when I started playing shows and sharing these songs. And honestly, when I think about it, this format has kind of just served throughout my whole career. I write songs to process my life. I share it with my friends. We relate and we try to help each other find the purpose and the meaning behind it all. Ultimately, it's my goal to help others find their voice as well. I couldn't be more grateful that the songs that I've written and the life that I've lived serve a greater purpose for others to be able to find hope in their lives as well. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge that at the very beginning, the whole reason I decided on a band name versus just going by my own name was because I was afraid that no one would care. I was, this 15-year-old kid who grew up having this name that wasn't super common, having to correct people on how to pronounce and spell it often, and it was just super exhausting. I got to a point where I was like, I'm going to give myself a new identity that, would be easier for people to receive. Fast forward almost a decade and a half later, I've learned so much about myself through the practice of sharing so much of my life, figuring out this, person that I am. And doing my own soul searching during this time of the pandemic, seeing so many people of Asian descent being discriminated against, you have a decision to either lean into fear or lean into yourself. I feel like I found a sense of pride in who I am that I had never really felt before. The biggest change of my life that has happened kind of became a second catalyst for where I feel like things are going now. And this moment was the birth of my daughter, Eloise. We call her Louie for short. And now that my daughter's here, what I want to do is just be able to provide her an example of someone who looks just like her, living their truth, chasing their dreams, and proud of every single bit. Understanding a sense of worth and value in myself. I am enough just as I am. Having this little girl as a reminder of that, God's goodness in my life, it became a natural progression that this decision would happen. So that, in short, has been the journey that I've been on for the last decade and a half. And I'm so grateful to be able to share my life, my stories, everything with you, and I want you to know that I don't take that for granted. Now, while I am retiring the name and the catalog it represents, I see this more as an evolution of the work that we've already been doing. Before this change happens, I wanted to make sure that we were able to celebrate Rival Summers for what it is, for what it was and what it will continue to be. And so I'm excited to let you know that we will be playing one more Razzle Summer show at the Loving Touch in Ferndale, Michigan on December 4th. We have so many friends already signed up to be involved, and I'm so excited. So I hope that you'll decide to come and join us for this, and I can't wait to see you. There's so much more that I'm excited to share with you, so be sure to head to my new website, songsbyleo.co, and sign up for the mailing list. We may be closing a chapter, but we're writing the beginning pages of a new one, and I'm so excited about what we're going to be able to accomplish together moving forward. So friends, thank you so much for everything. I love y'all so much. Hope always. And I'll see you soon.